They call me Dan, the Lakers fan. And I got a master plan for the Lakers back to the promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equal. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jack.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Dan, the Lakers fan, and we got a special guest with y'all tonight, man. McDonald's All-American, Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, 8th overall pick in the NBA draft, but my personal favorite, his stint as a Laker, Stanley Johnson. Welcome, my brother. How you doing?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure, bro. This is something I've wanted to do for quite some time. You're obviously a fan favorite here in Los Angeles, man. Laker fans love you. So if you guys have any respectful questions, I will be displaying maybe one or two here and there. But how you been, man? What is Stanley Johnson doing off the court nowadays, man?
I've been good. I'm off the court. I'm just chilling. I have a 4-year-old daughter now.
Nice.
So I hang out with her a ton and work on my game, hang out with my family,
That's right.
hang out with my girl, and just stay low key.
Absolutely, man. I didn't want to get right into the basketball questions, so I had to ask you, is there any shows or movies and stuff like that you watching nowadays?
I've been watching Scandal recently.
Scandal.
I just started watching Scandal like a week ago.
Nice.
I do recommend it. It fills up your time pretty well. I'll tell you that at least.
Okay, for sure, man. Definitely got to check out Scandal, Laker Nation. So tell me, man, again, you're a fan favorite because of your defense, your intensity, your passion, man. Throughout your career, you've always been like this. Personally, I've always vouched for you as a Laker, the Laker family as well. Now, just out of curiosity, man, have you been keeping tabs with the Lakers?
I mean, yeah, I watch a lot of basketball.
Okay, now I know you're from Cali and everything, but I don't know if you're focused, currently with the Stockton Kings. How do you think you would fit if the Lakers were to, make a roster slot for you? How do you think you would fit with this current Laker team?
I think just what I do in general in the NBA kind of fits. I'm a person that you don't really need to call a play for or, really need to do anything majorly. I kind of do a lot of intangible things that will help really any team. So I don't think any team can not use a guy like myself. But obviously with the Lakers and having played there before, being familiar with the system, knowing kind of how the guys play, especially the major guys, obviously a lot of a new roster can be various of things, but I think you guys have a lot of great players that, also bring things that I bring to the table as well.
Right. Absolutely, man. 100% agree with you. Now, when the Spurs waved you back around like February 2023, Laker fans immediately clamored for you, man, to re-sign with the team. But due to the collective bargaining agreement, that wasn't even a possibility, man. How does that rule personally make you feel?
Yeah, I thought it was a weird rule. It was really unfortunate. I think we actually, tried to wiggle out of it as much as we could because, obviously opportunities don't come around all the time, and the rule wasn't made for my situation.
Right.
But the rules are the rules, and obviously that's something that the players union now knows about, that these situations may come about. So hopefully for the next guy, they won't have to go through that situation.
Yeah, man. It's an unfortunate rule, in my opinion. I agree, bro. Now, as far as you got to lace in with LeBron and AD back in 2021, man. Do you have any cool stories or experience you'd like to share with us around that time?
So many cool stories and stuff. I think the most memorable thing was it was just so much easier to play basketball with two great players like that. And learning the system, I was really excited about coming back for a second year. Just now, I'm not surprised by them doing amazing things. Like I remember the Golden State game when LeBron, like 50 points or something. Like I had never played with a player that can just pass the ball and just watch almost and stuff like that. So you just getting used to it was a thing, and they're really, really good. So I think that was some of the most memorable things.
Awesome, man. Yeah, hey, listen, man. I'm pretty sure you felt the love from the fan base
Mhm.
around that time, but you survived 3 10-day contracts and you actually got a multi-year deal out of that, just
Yeah.
based off of your hard work, bro. I still feel like this is exactly what the Lakers team needs today, especially once Vando went down with injury. I was
Mhm.
expecting my guy Stanley to get that call. Um,
Right.
we got a comment here, man, from a diehard. My guy LOE,
Mhm.
shout out to him. He said, "Let's go. This is definitely a dynamic duel. Lakers Nation need Dan, and our Lakers need Stanley Johnson." He said, "We missed.
Mhm.
And we would have to love to have you on the squad. NBA rules. Hated on the Lakers again. Appreciate you, my guy. Listen, man, you're still the memory of your game still weighs heavy on our hearts. Like we love that play style. As you can see, Vando's one of our favorite in
Yeah.
Los Angeles. So that's somewhat of a lost art in the NBA, man. Teams are scoring 140 now to 150 in regular season games. This isn't something we used to see till All-Star break, right? Uh,
Yeah.
what is your thought on the modern NBA? All offensive mostly.
I mean, I think guys are getting a lot better at basketball.
True.
I think, a lot of players are specialists,
Yeah.
and that's what they tell you coming in the NBA is be good at one thing, and that'll get you paid. So, a lot of guys, aren't asked to defend, so a lot of guys just don't choose to. For me growing up playing like on a park and playing always up, like if you couldn't guard your position, you couldn't play. So I don't think it's all the effort. I think it's a lot of the rules as well.
Yeah.
But I also think, it's a lot of games and guys are really strong, really fast. And like, a guy like myself, like I match well with, 95% of the NBA. So
Right.
I can obviously sit down and guard night to night, but if you're, 6'2", 6'3",
Yeah.
trying to play against a guy that's 6'9", it's gonna be a little harder to sit down and guard. Where for me, I always find someone on the court that I can guard pretty well. So I think Vando has that same ability where he's about 6'8", probably an inch taller than me, a lot longer than me, but he can guard many positions at the same. Many do different things. He can always be usable to guard. So that obviously helps night to night.
Absolutely, man. Have you ever noticed how the NBA fluctuates? Like something is trending, right? Like 3-point shooting is currently a hot commodity in the NBA, and then it'll like revert back to slashing and and defense and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I think, bro, I think you're definitely gonna get that call, man, and we're rooting you on. Can't wait to see you back in the league. My guy currently playing for the Stockton Kings. Now, let me
Yeah.
ask you, is there similarities in the schemes that the G League runs versus their, the actual NBA team? Is it like something similar they're running, or is it completely different?
Talking about South Bay to the Lakers,
Yeah,
or
well, since you have experience with South Bay and with Stockton, do you think it's like similarities
oh
to the
yeah. I
actual?
mean, yeah, we run the same. When I was with South Bay, we ran a very similar offense with similar concepts. We just didn't have LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the court,
Right, right.
so it's a little harder to run certain things without that type of talent. But
Absolutely.
yeah, it's made to be similar. It's made to develop. Like, I mean, that's why it was so easy for me to just jump from right over to the next locker room.
Yeah, man. I imagine that must be hard playing with such greats on the court and having to adapt your game around them, right? As a role player, I imagine
No,
it's somewhat. Is it harder or is it
no,
easy for you?
no,
Easy,
no. It's
really
not
easy.
easy. It's not hard. It's just a thing. Um, it's the only thing that changes is now your expectation is to play better. So people
Right.
say it's harder, but
Mhm.
there's no harder to play with. It's not harder to play with LeBron James. Like,
Gotcha. So it's
that's
like it just
crazy.
it's like an adaptation period, right? Like a time that it's
Yeah,
okay.
but yeah.
For sure. No, no, for sure. I
Like,
completely
you got to
understand.
think about it like this: like, if LeBron's on the court, name the player that is going to pull off of that person to guard, not to guard LeBron.
Right.
Like, who would those people be?
Yeah, no,
Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. It's not many people. So if you walk on the team with LeBron James, your man's probably going to start playing you less. It means you're going to be more open.
right.
Um,
Absolutely. You're right about
you know
that.
what
You're
I'm
right
saying?
about that. So just an adjustment period. So you got the matchup versus the late great Kobe Bryant, man, God rest his soul. How was that experience like, man? I know it was later in his career as you came in through the
Mhm.
draft, but like, how was that for you? Like, do you have anything you would like to recount from that experience?
No, it's just an honor. I mean, I worked out with him a bunch, and both us both living in Orange County. So to be in the NBA and to play against them, the two times I got a chance to, was a lot of fun. I know a lot of people wish they had a chance to grace the court with them. I had a chance to do it, so I'll tell my kids about that for sure.
Oh, absolutely. As well as LeBron, you got to match up against LeBron. Is there like similarities in the defensive matchup, or is it like a completely different challenge having a
Yeah,
guard?
it's two completely different dudes for sure.
Yeah.
For
Which
sure,
one
yeah.
keeps you up at night the most, man, from the two? Having to like game
I
time
mean, I don't know. I was, the most memorable, what I can remember at least, is LeBron playing in the playoffs. So obviously, I was probably up a little later than a regular season game.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I do gotta ask, man. What's your favorite building to play in so far in the NBA? Do you have any favorites? Any like top three?
I like playing in Scotiabank Arena. I like playing in Chicago, and I like
Chicago,
playing in Crypto, yeah, or
crypto, nice.
Staples really, but
So,
Crypto.
so from those three, which one's the hardest to win as an opponent? Like if you're coming in, the crowd's getting maybe a little hostile. Like which is the hardest one for you, like that you can remember?
Oh no, I don't think it's. I don't think those places are hard to win at.
Oh, so you mean you get encouraged by showing up to those places? You like to show up. You get
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't
okay,
think I don't think LA, like, when you're in Golden State, like, they actually boo you.
right,
Where Laker fans really don't boo you. They're cool
right.
with like just an entertaining game on both sides.
I
Like
see.
Chicago's like that as well, and so is Toronto. I mean, Canadians is a lot nicer anyway.
Yeah,
Um, but other places, like, they boo you, and they, like, it's a little different. It's a
yeah.
little different. But
Absolutely. No, I get what you're saying. Like
mm,
like being there as a fan, it feels like a cool environment to be in there. So I
yeah,
imagine
yeah,
for the players it's similar, right?
yeah, yeah.
So what? Out of curiosity, man, watching the NBA today, who's your favorite player to watch on either side of the basketball?
Um, it's a good question. It's a good question.
There's a couple guys, huh? I
Yeah,
imagine.
it's a couple guys. Obviously, like, I've been liking watching Anthony Edwards this year. He's been playing really well this
Yeah,
year. I've
he's
been
great.
liking the energy he's playing with, and I think he's really stepped into his role as, numero uno,
Right.
in the franchise. So I've been really like watching AD play this year.
Oh yeah, he's been
Yeah,
amazing.
he's been balling. He's been really consistent on the court. Um, who else would I say? Probably like Jalen Brunson or like Tyrese Maxey would be the other two guys.
Oh
Shea
man,
Gilgeous
both of those
Alexander.
guys, bro, coming onto the scene like that, they've been killing,
Yeah.
bro. Jalen Brunson has been such a great revelation. I'm pretty sure the Dallas Mavericks kicking themselves in the head for not
Oh yeah,
re-signing him.
yeah,
You
yeah.
seen the article
Oof.
that came out today?
That has to hurt. Yeah, that has to hurt.
Yo, that's crazy. But yeah, man, Jalen Brunson's been great, and the way he's elevated New York is just to a different level.
Mhm.
Just it shows the pedigree of player he was, man, coming out of Nova like
Yeah.
that. So I do want to ask you, bro, do you have like a favorite, like not a favorite, but who's some of your favorite coaches you played for so far early in your career?
Um.
Like somebody you connected with that help you elevate your game a bit or
Well, I
something
feel
like
like all my coaches really helped me at some capacity. Some obviously more than others, but I think Alvin Gentry and Nick Nurse were
that.
really good as head coaches. I had them for a long period of time. Um, those two stood out, and then I think Frank Vogel and his staff. Crazy enough, when I started playing for the Lakers, like, Frank wasn't even the coach for the first 2 weeks. He was out on COVID. So
Right, I
Fizz
remember.
was the coach, right? So, like, I did
Yeah,
a lot of install with Fizz and Phil Handy and Mike Pemberthy, and Mike and Phil. I've worked with outside of the NBA, just on some personal training stuff. So that
right.
was really cool. So that staff in general, John Lucas, Q, a lot of those guys are in Phoenix now. Um, that whole staff is really, really cool. Fab, like, PD guys like Fab, and
Nice.
had a bunch of different great coaches so far. So it's been good.
That's good, brother. That's good to hear. Sometimes as fans, we don't really see the way players and their coaches connect, and it's easy for us to judge, from a fan
Yeah.
standpoint and just
Uh,
discard coaches. But we see they make a huge impact in your guys' game, and so that's good to hear. So who? Just out of curiosity, bro, who did you grow up watching? Like, who was your favorite player growing up?
I really was into Kobe and Dirk Nowitzki
Nice.
growing up.
Oh, that's a good.
Mhm,
That's two you don't hear. Well, Kobe obviously, but Dirk.
mhm.
Why Dirk?
Yeah,
I'm curious.
I don't know why. I guess he was winning a lot at that point in time. I just always watched Dirk. I asked for a Dirk jersey.
Yeah,
Um,
it was great, bro. He has one of the most like memorable finals that I can remember when he went up against Bron in the Miami.
yeah,
Like that championship, I think just elevated his legacy to just another level, man. Even though he
yeah,
just had one title. So
yeah.
yeah, Dirk is sensation. That's a good pick. I also like Dirk. I think he's underrated.
Mhm.
Um, so I know you probably heard this comparison throughout your career, but Ron Artest, Meta World Peace. Like
Yeah.
who did you like pattern your game after, if anybody, or just maybe take bits and pieces out of different players? Like who was, the big bros you
I mean, a lot of different players, and I feel like, at 27, it's even like to a crazier level. Like I try to take pieces of people's games in general. So many people, like, growing up, I didn't even watch Ron Artest enough to know what Ron Artest could do. So
right.
I wouldn't say you don't watch guys like that. You watch the James Hardens and
The
George Gervins,
funner
and
players to
maybe I
watch,
only
right?
watched George Gervin. You said
Yeah.
what?
No, I said that the funner players to watch are the offensive ended players, right? So like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So, back then it was always Kobe, T Mac, George Gervin, Vince Carter. But I've learned to study players that these, like, in my more mature years, that just do certain things well, like guards who learn how to roll well, wings who learn how to shoot spot shots well. Like, what do they do over their career to change their game to make jump shooting easier or not?
right.
So
Bro, your game is
yeah.
amazing. Like since Arizona, bro,
Mhm.
I've been a fan. When you got drafted by the Pistons, I was like, this dude's serious, bro. Like, cause I always liked the two-way defensive players. That's what I see you as.
Mhm.
Like, I still remember the game when
Yeah.
you went up against the Jazz. When you, I think I don't remember if you were still on 10-day contracts, but that game right there solidified it for me. Like, we need to keep this guy right here. And you
Mhm.
absolutely cooked Rudy Gobert, like the
Yes,
chat
sir.
still remembers, man. That was,
Mhm.
so I was like, yeah, he can put the ball in the basket and defend. And my favorite thing about you is just you always go 110% when you're on the court, bro. Like, you're a big body, but you're also athletic. And people can't really move you. Like I've seen a couple of players try to post you up. You're 6'6", you have a tremendous wingspan. And I see people try to post you up and move you. I'm like, they're not moving this guy right here, man. So your game has always been, I think, one of Laker Nation's favorite. And contrary to what Pat Bev said in his podcast, Laker fans do appreciate role players, because he said we only want
Yeah.
people who score 30. That's not a fact at all, right? I think you know that too, right? As a role player, Laker Nation loves their hard-nosed players, man. Like Caruso,
Yeah,
you
man.
see the love we
I mean, you
gave
got to
him.
in life, people are gonna have their perspective on things. So,
Yeah, absolutely,
you know,
absolutely. Final question, man, because I know you got to go, but again, we appreciate you for coming on, brother. I know Lakers Nation ate this one up. I got to tell you, who, or I should ask, who's your Mount Rushmore? Like, do you have one? Like your top
wow,
players
that's a
of
good
all time?
question. Yeah. Um, I'm gonna say it quickly so I don't. I can
Go
just get
ahead,
it out.
go ahead, bro.
LeBron, Mike, Kobe, Magic.
Oh, I like that
Mm.
Mount Rushmore, bro. Hey, see, your Laker material straight up, bro. Like your Mount Rushmore is Laker dominated,
Yeah,
and
that's all I got for you.
but I mean, they're great. They're all great players. You didn't say nothing wrong. I don't think this is gonna, spark an outrage because sometimes people put out Mount Rushmores. They don't have
Well,
like Kobe, like they don't have Kobe or Bron, and then the outrage is nuts, right? So,
yeah,
but
everybody's gonna say I don't have a big man in it, so it doesn't count.
facts. Well, no, it counts, man. It counts. It's your Mount Rushmore. There's no wrong answers to that, man.
Yeah.
Before I let you go, one last question right here. My guy Craig says, "What's your diet like? Like
What's
what?
my
What do you?
diet?
Yeah, like what do
It is
you?"
it's a low calorie diet, so it's more like red meat and greens. So,
Red.
like, steaks, a lot of beef, and a lot of broccoli, string beans,
Dang, all that. So you
carrots,
eat
like
really
any type
good,
of
man.
vegetable. No starches. Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Hey, it's good
light
to know.
Starches twice a week. How about that? Like light starches.
Light starches twice a week. Okay, hey,
Mhm.
take notes, children. Y'all want to be lean and strong like my guy Stanley? You gotta eat right, right? You are what you eat, right, Stanley?
That's right.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us, bro. Definitely appreciate
All right,
this
man.
opportunity, man. Have a great
Of
rest.
course, bro. Anytime.
Thank you, brother. Have a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Yep.
Peace.